Welcome to Google Ads Unleashed, the podcast that helps you harness the power of Google Ads to increase sales for your online business. In an ever-changing Google Ads landscape, we uncover the latest strategies, techniques, and best practices for creating effective ad campaigns that deliver real results. And now your host, Jeremy Young.
Hello and welcome back again to Google Ads Unleashed, guys. So in this quite short episode, I just want to talk about a relatively, well, it can be a complicated question, but it is actually a really straightforward question because there's a very simple answer to it. But I get this all the time, and that is what keyword types, so what match types, are the best for my campaigns. Wow, well, there's a lot to unpack there, okay? But I get this all the time because people understand intuitively search campaigns more and very often start with search campaigns for their brand. Whereas this is very good for lead gen, for e-commerce, as I've already discussed a few episodes ago. This might not always be the best. You will want to start with shopping and performance max campaigns. But maybe once they actually run well, you will still arrive at search campaigns, and you may ask yourself, how do I start? Which match types should I use? What's the advantage, or etc. Right? So we're going to dive into this right now. So with search, you should start, and with Google in general, with being as relevant as possible. So what does that mean? I always recommend, as a result of this logic, to start with exact and phrase match keywords. So I think at this stage, it might also make sense to step back another 2 steps and sort of try and explain first what the different match types are. So you will probably already know this if you deal with Google Ads a little bit or have a bit of an SEA background. But you have different match types which can capture sort of different search terms. Yeah. So in Google Ads, there are 3 essential match types. That is exact match, phrase match, and broad match. There used to be broad match modifier as well, but this has been abolished in the past year. So we're going to start with exact match. So this is a keyword type which is signified by the cornered brackets around your keyword. And basically this means to Google, please target a search term which is exactly like that keyword, right? So if, for instance, your keyword is blue jeans, and you put this into exact brackets, then you will target any search term that is literally the exact word blue jeans. You may have sometimes small exceptions, such as if you put in a singular, right? Something like blue jumper, that you will also get ads shown for blue jumpers, yeah. Or sometimes you will have small differences in synonyms as well. So for instance, if you put in something like landscape business as a exact match keyword, then you may also get landscape company or something like that shown to this type of keyword, right? So this is something to be aware of, but it's not really bad because Google works very contextually. And it'll sort of try, Google is pushing more and more into that direction as well. You will more and more get more contextual targeting methods within Google Ads. So this is sort of where the destination goes, really, or where our travels go with Google Ads. Then the second match type that I always recommend having is phrase match, which is signified by the little inverted commas around your keyword. And basically, this targets any search term which contains these keywords in order, or which contains these 2 keywords at any point within your sentence. So example of this, to go back to the blue jeans, let's say you have inverted commas around blue jeans, then you would also target search terms such as blue jeans for men, or blue men's jeans. So it doesn't matter where actually the two words are, but you sort of start to show to a much broader range of actual searches, right? Because as you can imagine, just the keyword, let's say blue jeans, and this by the way applies to absolutely every keyword out there is, even if it's beds or kids beds, or if it's if you sell laptops, or if you sell snooker tables, it doesn't really matter. The phrase match will always generate a lot more impressions than the exact match, and that's just simply because you target in a massively bigger pool of search terms, right? What you'll also notice with phrase match is that sort of you will get lower click-through rates, and you usually will get lower conversion rates, because you will start to trigger a lot of searches which may be irrelevant to what you actually want to target, and you will also start triggering a lot of very abstract or informational searches which people may not even have buying intent, right? So that's kind of why phrase match is pretty good, to delve into a larger sort of a pool of keywords. But the disadvantage is that it starts to become less relevant, right? And that's a keyword here. And then lastly, you have broad match. That is literally the keyword blue jeans without any brackets, without any inverted commas, without anything. And basically this is the broadest, as the name implies, and also the widest match type that Google has for us in the search world. And what that does, it targets literally anything. It targets from exact keywords to the examples that I just mentioned, stuff like men's blue jeans, etc. But sometimes it can even get more abstract than that, so it'll start going into keywords such as blue men's trousers. Yeah, so do you see what I mean? Like that it starts to actually be a lot more contextual and starting to be a lot more broad. It can work really well. It depends on two things. It needs a lot of conversion volume because it's a lot more contextual. So Google will start showing your ads more to people based on sort of the intent of their search rather than exactly what they're searching for. And it doesn't work for every industry, right? So it can work really well. For instance, let's say you have a restaurant for let's say you have an Italian restaurant, yeah, and your broad keyword is Italian restaurant without brackets, without inverted commas. Then your ad may also trigger for best pizza in town or something like that, yeah, because people are looking for an Italian restaurant, yeah, but the way people treat Google is they think that Google can just read their minds and spit out the information that they want. So that's kind of how broad match works, and as you can sort of imagine, it's very hit and miss and very contextual, but it is a fantastic way to scale, because 15% of every search term daily on Google Ads is new, on Google itself is new, which is absolutely insane because it processes billions of searches every day. And 15% of them are new, and broad is very much able to tap into the sort of unknown, and you may actually start showing your ads on a lot more contextual and abstract search terms where other competitors might not even be running ads on. So it's a fantastic one to try. But to get back to so you kind of now know what the advantages and disadvantages are, but to get back to the point, what keyword match types are the best for my campaigns and how should I start? And the answer to that is actually very straightforward. After everything that you heard, you want to start as specific as possible, which is why I always recommend, if you start with your brand, to always start with branded search, and you should always have an exact match keyword of your brand in there, and also a phrase match keyword, so that it sort of for instance picks up on any searches such as your brand name plus discount code, or your brand name experiences, or is brand name any good, or brand name blue jeans or something like that. So that's the sort of searches that you obviously want to pick up on. And the second thing is then obviously you want to be doing PMAX, etc. first. But then for your top funnel search campaigns, I very, very highly recommend always starting with exact and phrase. And you can chuck this of every keyword that you want to test into the ad group, and just have the exact and phrase match, and that is what I'd try to get to work first before even attempting to go with broad, etc. Because these are sort of the types, these are the two keyword types that you want to try at the beginning and 100% make work. Because if the more specific keywords for your brand do not work on search, then search will simply not work for your brand, right? I mean, you can always try broad, but I can guarantee you to about 99% that this will be a waste of ad spend, and that you should then focus on other levers within your business, and maybe search is not 100% the way forward for your campaign. So these are the two keywords you should start with, the keyword match types. Let me know how you get on with your with building your campaigns, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Google Ads Unleashed. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. If you found value in today's podcast, please share it with others and leave a rating and a review. For more information or to connect with Jeremy, check him out online at www.younganddigital.marketing. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.